Martell Holt has always been known for his smooth talk and polished appearance. He's the kind of man who could put on a sharp suit, flash that confident smile, and make you believe whatever story he was selling, even if that story was full of manipulation. For years, he thrived on image. Online, he was the picture-perfect father, the misunderstood husband, the man who claimed he was just trying to figure things out. To the outside world, he looked composed, charming, and relatable. But now, the mask is slipping. That shiny exterior is cracking, and what's peeking through isn't flattering at all. This isn't just TV drama anymore. This is a slow unraveling, unfolding in silence through leaked messages, screenshots, and court documents. And the person quietly pulling the strings behind the scenes isn't Martell'S Melody Sherry. While Martell has been online performing his heartbreak with cryptic posts, sympathy quotes, and late-night rants, Melody has been moving differently. She's not shouting back at him. She's not dropping subliminal captions. She's not wasting energy on social media games. She's documenting. And that, right there, is the real power. Because when you stop clapping back and start collecting receipts, you're not aiming for likes, you're aiming for impact. The real shift started when the leaks appeared. These weren't gossip blogs or fan theories. These were real pieces of information, documents, messages, financial records that painted a picture of Martell most people had suspected all along. The image he sold to the public, the misunderstood victim of circumstance, was just smoke. And suddenly, Melody didn't look like the bitter ex. She looked like the survivor who had been telling the truth all along. Meanwhile, Martell was busy turning heartbreak into a show. He went live with teary eyes. He posted captions about healing and betrayal. He played the role of a man who just couldn't catch a break. But the timing was suspicious, especially when Ariane Curry reappeared right as whispers about custody battles and court cases started making rounds. Suddenly, she was posting selfies, captions about growth, and trying to push that I'm not the villain narrative. But the audience wasn't buying it. Not this time. People remembered how she entered this story. They remembered the smirks, the shade, the denial, the years of pain she represented for Melody. No amount of "I've changed" posts could erase the history. Instead of softening the blow for Martell, her reappearance only highlighted the chaos surrounding him. The internet doesn't forget. Fans have archives, screenshots, and memories of every lie, every cover-up, every contradiction. And as Martell tries to sell a new version of his story, the misunderstood man who just followed his heart, the public, is connecting the dots. They're lining up the leaks with the footage. They're comparing what was said on reality TV with what's coming out now. And every comparison makes him look worse. But Martell can't stop himself. He's still posting as if Instagram is therapy, still throwing Ariane into the mix, hoping she'll somehow validate his story. But every move makes him look more desperate. Every post feels like damage control. Meanwhile, Melody is glowing in silence. She's signing business deals, making appearances, and building her empire with quiet confidence. No need for dramatic posts. No need for public fights. Just results. And that silence? It's louder than anything Martell has ever posted. Because silence backed by evidence isn't weakness, it's a strategy. It's the kind of silence that makes lawyers nod in approval and judges sit up straight. It says, I don't need to explain myself. I've got proof. And that's what scares Martell the most. Not Melody's words, but her silence. Because silence usually means the facts are about to speak louder than emotions ever could. For years, Martell weaponized attention. He knew how to stir up sympathy without ever taking full accountability. He cried just enough wolf to split opinions and keep himself relevant. But now, that playbook is failing. Every time he posts about being betrayed, someone digs up receipts showing he was the one doing the betraying. Every time he claims growth, fans pull up old clips, text threads, or leaked messages that prove the opposite. What Martell doesn't seem to realize is that social media isn't just entertainment anymore, it's evidence. His own posts are being stacked against him. Every rant, every caption, every video is being dissected and saved. And in the middle of all this, He keeps dragging Ariane back into the spotlight as if she's his redemption story. But she isn't. She's the reminder. A reminder of broken trust, public embarrassment, and a family torn apart. And the people haven't forgotten. They remember the timeline. They remember how she once played into the chaos. So now, when she posts about being misunderstood, it doesn't come across as empowerment, it comes across as rewriting history. But history is recorded, and the internet doesn't erase. Meanwhile, Melody isn't just protecting her image. She's building her case. If even half the leaked documents are real, Martell isn't just facing backlash from fans, he's facing real legal consequences. Alleged contracts, edited footage claims, behind-the-scenes manipulation, it all points to something much bigger than a messy breakup. If Martell truly pressured producers, staged moments, or tried to twist the show's storylines in his favor, then this isn't just personal drama. That's professional misconduct, maybe even fraud, and that has serious consequences. Journalists are picking it up. Bloggers are creating timelines with side-by-side comparisons. Influencers are unpacking every leak in detail. What started as messy TV gossip is quickly turning into a full-blown investigation. And Martell, instead of looking like the star of the show, is starting to look like the liability. Producers are paying attention. Sponsors are watching closely. Even some cast members are reportedly distancing themselves because when someone's mess spills out of reality TV and into real-world contracts and reputations, people start protecting their own names. Nobody wants to sink with the ship. The biggest mistake Martell made wasn't cheating. It wasn't even dragging Ariane back into the mix. His biggest mistake was underestimating Melody. He thought her silence meant weakness. He thought that if she wasn't clapping back online, she was defeated. What he didn't see was that silence can be strategy. While he was performing pain for Instagram, she was gathering paperwork. While he was chasing attention, she was building a case. That's the difference between drama and accountability. Drama ends in gossip. Accountability ends in court. And Martell is about to learn the hard way that judges don't care about Instagram lives or healing quotes. They care about evidence. They care about what's black and white on paper. Melody's transformation is the final twist in this story. She's not wasting time proving herself anymore. She's showing results. She's building her brand, stacking her wins, and walking in peace. She's not clapping back, she's cashing checks. She's not defending herself, she's designing her legacy. And that shift is powerful. Even people who once doubted her are circling back now, admitting that maybe she was the strong one all along. Because real strength isn't just surviving betrayal, it's walking out of it with receipts, dignity, and a future. Martell, on the other hand, is still stuck in a loop. Still posting. Still spiraling. Still trying to control a narrative that has already slipped through his fingers. The stage he built is crumbling, and the mask he wore for so long is falling off. And when the dust settles, it won't be Melody left explaining herself. It'll be Martell alone, exposed, and with nothing left to post but the truth. At the end of the day, this entire situation feels like a story of masks falling off. For years, Martell sold an image: a loving father, a misunderstood husband, a man just trying to do better. But now, the polished surface is peeling, and what's left behind doesn't match the picture he painted. His words and actions no longer line up, and people are paying attention. The internet isn't clapping for the performance anymore. They're holding on to receipts, stacking timelines, and remembering every single contradiction. What once felt like reality TV drama has now shifted into something much heavier. It's about accountability. It's about what really happened when the cameras weren't rolling. Melody's silence is speaking volumes. She's not arguing, she's not rushing to defend herself, and she's not trying to win people over with posts. She's moving with strategy. That's why her growth looks so effortless, because it's backed by planning, by paperwork, by preparation. Every quiet step she takes is another brick laid in her foundation, while every frantic move Martell makes only shows how shaky his ground has become. And that's the lesson here. True strength doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it's in the silence, the patience, the discipline to let the truth speak for itself. Martell thought silence meant surrender. What he didn't realize is that silence can be the loudest response of all. So when the dust finally settles, it won't be Melody who has to explain herself. She'll be standing on the other side with receipts, with peace, and with her legacy intact. Martell, on the other hand, will be left facing the one thing he's tried so hard to outrun: reality.